Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am doing a video of a haul that I did of books over the last couple of months. So some of these have been gifts, Mother's Day, and others I just purchased for myself. I found some good sales at Barnes & Noble. So let's just get started. So I got this really cool Grimm's Fairy Tale book. And this I got from Barnes & Noble. Oh, let me put that one away a second. And it is so cool. I think I got it for like $10. And it's got a whole lot of stories in it. I've read a few of them so far. This month happens to be like fairy tales in the monthly medicine. So I have been reading some fairy tales. I read The Frog King, which these are just really short. King Thrushbeard. Tom Thumb, and The Robber Bridegroom. So those are the ones that I have read so far. Although, I mean, some of these stories I know, obviously. But, yeah, the Grimm's Tales. I wanted to get it. And I love that the artwork is by Rackham. So I have the Rackham Tarot that I plan on using as well during this monthly medicine. And I find the artwork is just so pretty. Dark, but pretty. So another book I got at Barnes & Noble. I hope you guys can see this. It's called Superstitions, a handbook of folklore, myths, and legends from around the world. I think this one was like $8. It's either like $10 or $8, you know, in the little back area that they have. And what is so cool about this is, so they have stories from Africa, the Middle East, Asia, the Americas, Europe, Australia, and Oceania. And so that's really cool. Even a little bit talking about the differences of superstition, myth, legend, fable, parable, urban legend. And then it goes right into different monsters, gods and goddesses, living legends. Just make sure I'm away from the candle. Then we go into the Middle East. Oh, like the Sumerian kings. Ooh. Then we have some Egyptian stuff here. I love the artwork that's in it. Everything. I mean, it's either, like I said, $8 or $10. I was like, yeah. So that's one other book that I got. I got quite a few here, guys. So another one. I have a couple other like Egyptian magic books, but I couldn't remember. I have this, I think, an ebook, but I didn't have the actual hardbound, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I thought it was just so beautiful. The Eye of Horus. So I wanted to, and I love Egyptian artwork, and it's got that in it. This was another one that was in the back. It was like either $8 or $10. I love just, man, it's better that I go alone when I go to Barnes & Noble, because people are just like waiting on me, because I can just like look and look and look for hours I could spend in that store, man. Look at all that. So I thought that this would be very cool. Yeah. Hardbound book. Beautiful. Another one that I got is The Ancient Giants Who Ruled America. Now, I just got this one like yesterday, I think it arrived, or the day before that. I can't remember for sure, but I had watched a series that was put on by two brothers several years ago. It was either on History Channel or the Discovery Channel or A&E or something like that. And it was like discovering, you know, stories of the giants and a history of the giants and how it had been pretty much like completely covered up by like the Smithsonian, and because they showed like old clippings and where, you know, like old like newspaper clippings from like the late 1800s, early 1900s, and like all over America, where these like massive burial grounds and stuff like that had been unearthed of giants ranging from anywhere from 8 feet to 15 feet. And I think even some, because I just watched a video the other day, and it was from Meredith, geez, I can't remember her name. Jane Meredith? No, that's not right. Anyways, she is the host of a show on Gaia where she interviews people all the time. Open Minds, I believe. And she was interviewing this guy, Richard Dewhurst, who wrote this book. And it was a whole hour long. And I actually shared it in my Amethyst Ascension group for people to watch the video. But he had even mentioned, or they had mentioned, about even finding like 30 feet tall giants, a history of these, and maybe some that were larger than that. You know, bones that had been uncovered in like these different like mound civilizations and stuff like that. And the brothers, they also talked about that. So I wanted to get the book because the book, to my understanding, also has, yes, images and old newspaper clippings and maps and all that kind of stuff that our history kind of wanted to erase. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to do more research on all of this just because I find it completely interesting why it would be covered up. Why would all of like the information about these giants and the discoveries during that period of time just be lost? Why would the Smithsonian like put all that stuff away? Because a lot of the stuff was sent to the Smithsonian. They would collect it, or different museums would collect this information. And yeah. So our whole history from 100 years ago talks of these things, these giants of varying sizes, and how they ruled. And a lot of them happen to be like from like the mound builders and stuff like that. So this is a really cool book that I want to delve into. Another one I got a couple months ago is The Witch Apothecary, How to Make Magical Potions for the Wheel of the Year. This book is super beautiful and super cool. Just to show you some of the things. That must be how far I am. I mean, I've skimmed through it, but that's how far I've actually read. But I like that it has the different, I mean, it's just like tons of recipes for the different seasons. It's just set up so beautifully. I mean, like, look at that. With practical information on how to do, like, potion making and charging and meditations and color correspondences and just everything, but just wrapped so beautifully. So, yeah. The Witch Apothecary. It is a beautiful book. Beautiful book. So, another one I got. This was a Mother's Day gift from my daughter because I don't know a whole lot about poetry and poems. I have heard of many of these poets, but I don't really know their works. I might have read one here or there over the years, but I didn't retain it because it wasn't really too much of an interest. And now I'm feeling very inspired by it thanks to Marlena Teresa and some of the poems that she has written and narrated on her channel are just breathtaking. And she had mentioned about last month being National Poetry Month. So it kind of got me interested. And this has all different kinds of poets. Like William Blake, Bradstreet, Rupert Brooke, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Robert Browning. We've got Carol and Coleridge, E.E. Cummings, Emily Dickinson, T.S. Eliot, Robert Frost, and Ralph Waldo Emerson. More, obviously, you can see. Kipling and Keats and Hughes and Longfellow. And it's just really cool. A lot of these people I have heard of, like I said, I haven't studied them enough to know what their work is, but I have read a few of them, and it's just amazing. So, it's a beautiful book. And these are like, you know, popular, 150 most famous poems by famous poets. Here is another one that I recently got at Barnes & Noble. This was another one that was like $10 or $12, I think. Maybe 10. I don't know. It was all back in the same area. And this one's Mythology, Who's Who in Greek and Roman Mythology. Because eventually I do want to do the study for my Hellenic Oracle. And some of the artwork is just absolutely amazing in this book. So what I want to do eventually is start a study, probably start a study group for it, and pick one card at a time of the Hellenic Oracle, and we just do a study on that particular character and or place or story, event, whatever, and see who wants to join me on it. Not right now, but maybe, I don't know, in a few months. So I thought I got this one, and I've got, I think, a couple other ones on mythology, not to mention a couple of different sites. And I've watched some series, continue to watch different series on like Greek mythology and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is really cool. And then I got 3 tarot books. Your Tarot Toolkit is a new one that I just got for the Lisa Pepez membership. This is the next book that we are reading. Simple Activities for Your Daily Practice by Ruli Story. And I can't remember if I've started reading any of this. Maybe just a little bit in the very beginning, and that's about it. But it looks really interesting. And I like getting ideas on different activities. And I do have the Tarot Activity book by Drea Bloom, formerly Andy Matzner. And that one is super cool. And so I've been reading that one again as well. But the Tarot Playbook. So I want to go through some of these exercises. Just different activities that you don't think about that other people come up with. And ways of using your tarot. And I find that that's also a great way to not only learn your tarot, but bond with your decks. And just always gain more insight. But also having fun with something that you love so much, which is tarot, right? Like we need another excuse to pull out our tarot decks, am I right? And the last book that I got was A Walk Through the Forest of Souls, A Tarot Journey to Spiritual Awakening by the late, beautiful Rachele Pollock. I don't have the 78 Degrees of Tarot, or of Wisdom, which I should get that one, but I do have her one that was after that, which was Tarot Wisdom. And I love that book. But, so I'm very interested. I just got this one. This was also a Mother's Day gift from my girl. So, I just got it on Saturday, I think. So, yeah. So, this is all of my new books that I just got. I'm not saying I'm going to start all of them, you know, although I might start a few of them. You know, a lot of these are also like reference books. So, and to be used like when I'm working with this particular, trying to learn this particular thing or that thing or whatever. So, it's not something that I just pick up and read from the beginning to the end like that. Because I probably would forget half of it. But they are like great references and stuff too. So, anyways, thank you for sharing this time with me. I will be putting a link down below to all of the different books. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Thank you for joining me, and I am sending you love always.